So there was a really interesting piece in The Guardian that was talking about how the government has chosen Lanarkshire in Scotland as a key AI growth zone. Unsurprisingly, the local communities were not happy about this, but to me it was just kind of a stark reality check. The AI really is having a physical impact on communities and also the environment. So I wanted to get your take as fashion adopts AI more and more. Do you think fashion is going to contribute to this problem? And also, how does fashion just generally fit into this issue?
Data centers are not solely the preserve of AI. No, AI is behind a lot of the data center build out because data center capacity and usage has been fairly static for a decade or so prior to this. Fashion is also not responsible for all of that. The issue with these is data centers need a lot of space, they need a lot of power, and basically you're taking a massive thing, putting it close to where people live, and that thing consumes a lot of power, consumes a lot of resources, can potentially raise utility rates and things in those areas, is an eyesore, is apparently loud in a lot of instances. But that's almost the easy part. The worst part is you have data center build out companies and energy companies promising that these things will be beneficial. What ends up happening is there are very little job creation. There's a whole lot of mess and noise and utility use and everything else. This is part of a pattern that makes me sound like a crusty old like left-leaning radical, which I'm not fully, which is that a lot of this sort of objection to AI comes from this idea that society must bear the cost and private enterprise is what reaps the reward. You can frame this in like pure anarchist terms as like socialize the losses and privatize the gains. And this has that sort of sentiment to it. As I said, fashion has hooks into this. It's not solely responsible for it. But when people talk about the environmental impact and the social impact of AI, these specific kind of community issues are just as important as I generate an image and it uses X amount of water or uses X amount of electricity.